Microwaves are quick, easy, and convenient. Many elders now view them as the go-to-kitchen tool that only requires a single click button. Dinner will be ready, but first, something that most people are unaware of: every food should be kept in the microwave. For some things, this easy habit can be subtly influencing your nourishment, digestion, or even your safety. Certain meals alter how we cannot see. When heated by a microwave, they lose their structure and nourishment. Disintegrates, or worse, they grow dangerous substances that weren't present previously. For elderly people whose digestive and the immune systems are often more delicate, these modifications may have a greater effect than they could in conversely younger generations of foods that, when baked, come to life. The mild, even heat from the oven can unlock natural flavors, are enhanced by nutrients, and enhance digestibility without the abrupt, harsh microwave energy. So, in today's video, we will examine 5 typical items that you should eat on both sides. Never use a microwave, no matter how handy it is. Apparently, followed by 5 delicious foods you should definitely bake, not only because they're tasty, but also because that way they're healthier for your body. You may be shocked to learn what makes the include a few of these products in your weekly schedule at the moment, although a few minor switching between an oven and a microwave could make a discernible shift in your mood. So take out your pen, sit down, and let's reconsider how we prepare our meals, since how you cook has an impact on your health is just as important as what you consume. The silent threat of hard-boiled eggs in your microwaves, which appear to be innocuous. They appear to be perfectly prepared and packed with protein that is simple to store and fast to warm up some hard-boiled eggs. But combining microwaves can be harmful, and not for the anticipated cause. Texture isn't the only problem. Despite the fact that eggs can be turned by microwave rubbery and disagreeable, the true threat is what takes place within the egg while it's microwave reheated, since even despite the egg appearing motionless, the heat is quiet, accumulates rapidly beneath the surface. The steam becomes trapped within the thick white, and if that's not available, the push to get out of the egg can actually blow up. We're not referring to a gentle, we're discussing a loud, hot egg pop explosion that splatters either in the microwave or, occasionally, after it's that unexpected explosion was already on your plate. Can result in burns, filth, and a host of other annoyance. And if you're someone who has reduced response time or problems with mobility, not only is it inconvenient, but it's a significant safety beyond the disarray. There is another danger. Justification for not using a microwave for hard-boiled eggs that are frequently heated unevenly in the microwave keeps the exterior warm while removing the cool center that forms pockets where salmonella and other bacteria can survive, particularly if the egg wasn't kept in storage. Ideal before to reheating for senior citizens who are more vulnerable to foodborne illnesses, disease that is not worth the danger. What should you do in its place? Then, if you remove the shell, if you want your egg to be warm, slice or chop it in half, then carefully in a pan, reheat it with a little water, or loosely cover it and warm it up to only for a short time in the microwave. If it's better still, eat it sliced rather than whole. Hard-boiled eggs that are cold are delicious. Cooled, particularly with salads or alongside a sea salt egg sprinkled on top, are one of the tastiest foods found in nature. Except for microwaves, not their ally in regards to hard-boiled eggs, are safer and more intelligent. Why not zap 2 processed meats? Microwaving them could be detrimental to your healthful deli gammon, bacon, sausages, and hot dogs. There are processed meats everywhere. Simple to store, quickly heated, and frequently a component of cozy, familiar meals. But if you're using the microwave to reheat them frequently, it's time to think again. Why? Given that processed meats are currently rich in preservatives containing salt and substances known as nitrites when you microwave them, particularly on high heat. Or those nitrites may react, if left for too long, with meat's amino acids and form something much more concerning. These are chemicals called nitrosamines, substances that are connected to an elevated risk of cancer, especially malignancies of the digestive system. And when your body able to manage minor exposures, for elderly, they typically consume smaller meals, but more these meats are regularly microwaved every day, can subtly raise that risk after the day. Over time, particularly since senior citizens typically digest food very slowly and have weaker detox systems that indicate toxic substances remain in the body longer. There's also microwaves inconsistent heating problem processed. Meats shouldn't always be heated consistently, particularly if they're obese or have stuffing such as stuff problems that may result from uneven heating. Portions that are undercooked and others that are boiling hot, which is ideal for the survival of germs and foodborne illnesses, and taste hasn't even been discussed. Bacon may stop being crisp and start to get chewy. Cold slices may seep out of hot dogs when they split. The microwave just wasn't rubbery, designed to accommodate these types of foods, and their health wasn't designed to manage their change chemistry. What's preferable if processed beef will be enjoyable to you? Sometimes it's baked or pan-fried instead. Baking provides uniformly regulated heat that helps reduce the production of nitrosamines. Better still, try substitutes like lentil-based roasted turkey slices, grilled veggies, or sausages when you desire a savory, filling meal. It's not necessary to avoid processed meats. Meal in its entirety, but the way you cook them issues for long-term safety, flavor, and avoid putting them in the microwave for their health. And choose slower, more intelligent heat instead. When using the microwave, 3 leafy greens make spinach and kale. Unhealthy beetroot greens are among the most nutritious meals you can include in your plate, high in iron, fiber, and antioxidants, and particularly these greens nitrates encourage circulation, heart health, and even the brain function. But there are a lot of when you microwave, folks are unaware. Leafy greens, particularly following already prepared after those natural nitrates, have the ability to change into compounds that aren't so pleasant in the intense, uneven heat of a nitrates from microwaves can change into nitrosamines, maybe equally dangerous substances discovered in more. These are processed meats that have been microwaved, particularly dangerous when the greens were prepared in advance, chilled, stored, and warmed once more during that procedure. Makes the ideal setting for chemical alterations that reduce the nutritional value of greens and could even present long-term health hazards to elderly. This is more crucial than ever for adults. Our capacity to detoxify as we age, substances deteriorate, and our digestive system grows increasingly delicate, so younger folks may not be aware of the consequences of repeatedly heating a microwave. Elderly people may feel more uneasy or take in additional byproducts that the body finds it difficult to get rid of. The texture should take into account when using a microwave. Greens can become bitter, mushy, and limp. Very different from the bright, somewhat crisp bite they provide when sautéed or steam-cooked appropriately. Therefore, what would be a better choice if reheat the greens you've already cooked on the hob slowly while adding a little, just enough water or olive oil to warm, not prepare them again, or even better, savor them. Stirred into a heated dish or cold in a salad grain bowl. Just before serving, you obtain the advantages without disclosing nutrients from intense warmth. And if you're preparing a meal with leafy greens in a vegetable bake or casserole, that's okay. Slow heat is the key, not a quick microwave explosion that alters. Leafy greens make up the menu. Are strong supporters of your well-being. Let's show them that by omitting respecting the nutrients and using the microwave, your physique, why does it deserve for breast milks? Microwaving is very risky. For infants and those who look after them, if you're a new baby is being cared for by a grandparent, or simply keeping breast milk in storage for visiting young children is a natural way to. It feels quick to grab for the microwave. Simple and practical, yet when it comes to the microwave is one location for breast milk. Here's why it doesn't belong at all. Breast milk is more than simply sustenance. Medication that has living enzymes in it, antibodies as well as immune defense substances that protect infants from infection, promotes robust gut health, and develop resilience. But those that are vulnerable. Additionally, minerals are brittle when exposed to several of them due to the high, inconsistent microwave heat. They decompose or become totally inactive, indicating that the milk may still appear fine, but the exact elements that make it even more valuable are gone. The possibility of hot zones is alarming. Uneven heating occurs with microwaves. However, when the bottle is touched, it could feel warm. The liquids inside may contain concealed regions of high temperatures in a baby's throat and mouth are quite delicate, and only one of serious burns may result from these hot places, even when the bottle was just briefly heated, brief moments. And it's not only infants who are vulnerable, elderly people who could be taking care of babies, particularly with reduced vision or reaction times limitations, are more susceptible to mishaps involving overheated bottles. So instead, what should you do? The most secure method for warming breast milk is by putting the storage bag or container in a few minutes in a dish of warm water to disperse. Gently swirl, but never shake. The temperature is always checked by the heat. Before consuming food, if you're storing milk, clearly identify it and stay away from. Reheating repeatedly and conversing constantly with the parent of the child regarding appropriate microwaving for handling and storage may appear quick, but in terms of breast milk, is a simple but expensive shortcut. Excessive nutrient intake for safety, and in the slow, delicate method of caring protects. Why are 5 potatoes the most important thing? If stored in a microwave, they pose a concern. Incorrect potatoes are among the most comfortable, well-known cuisines worldwide, adaptable, reasonably priced, and profoundly gratifying whether mashed, baked, or for many elders, roasted potatoes are a mainstay. However, if you've ever used a microwave in a potato that has been lingering, you might be taking a little too long. Greater danger than you think. Here's the it matters how you keep potatoes. When storing uncooked potatoes in a cold, moist, gloomy spaces, such as a basement or refrigerator, where the starch starts to transform this sugar into sugar when heated at high temperatures, such as in a microwave, can result in the development of acrylamide, a potentially dangerous substance connected to elevated risk of cancer, particularly when eaten more than the risk increases. Over time, if the potato has already begun to change or sprout green, which indicates that it's generating a naturally occurring poison called soline forms to keep pests away from the potato. Microwaves do not destroy solanine. Heat, even in tiny quantities, can result in headaches, nausea, or upset stomach in sensitive people. Elderly people with slower detox and sensitive digestion systems could be particularly susceptible. Potatoes are also heated unevenly in the microwave. It may result in areas that are densely undercooked, encircled by extremely hot areas that not only results in an unsatisfactory texture, but can also enable the survival of bacteria in specific. So, how can you appreciate potatoes? For safety, keep them in a cold, dry place first. A well-ventilated area, not the refrigerator. Secondly, constantly look for soft points. Remove any green skin or sprouts. Fully, as well as if you're warming cooked potatoes, can be prepared in an oven or on the stove, which has more uniform heat, and cooked potatoes are not dependable. Not only are they safer, but they taste better. When filling, pour some olive oil over top. Add some fresh herbs and oil, and you'll have it just prepared is a senior-friendly superfood. How potatoes can provide nourishment and ease. Yet, like many positive things, they require proper handling. Omit the microwave and give them the same treatment. The attention you provide to those you cook for now, that you are aware of the foods to stay away from the microwave, and let's speak. Regarding those that genuinely shine in the ingredients in the oven that don't merely endure baking while flourishing as a result of it. Better if you're seeking more flavor, deeper feeding and digestion. These 5 dishes are worthy of being baked. Why baking works better for sick salmon. Your brain and body are more than simply a tasty meal. It's among the top foods to consume over the long term. Omega-3 fatty acids are filled with health benefits. Superior protein and vital vitamins such as B12 and D are a real superfood, particularly for elderly people who wish to safeguard their cardiac joints and brain. But the way salmon is prepared can have a significant change in your body's truly gets when you microwave salmon. The outcomes are frequently inconsistent. While certain areas stay rubbery, others the fish may soon dry out if it's cold. The taste and texture are more intense. Heat from a microwave could degrade the omega-3 fats. Fragility is the primary cause. A lot of individuals consume salmon during the first, put baking in contrast to goodies. Salmon with the attention it needs by salmon cooked evenly and slowly ideally at a moderate temperature in the oven about you help maintain its hydration at 350 degrees 175 the omega-3's nutrition and flavor are retained. Unbroken, the protein remains soft, and the natural oils slowly evaporate, producing a melt-in-your-mouth consistency that microwaves are just not up to par. Even improved baking results in healthier you can add lemon slices as an accent. Fresh herbs, garlic, or olive oil without fearing splashes or splatters in the oven, everything melds together. Calmly, in harmony, and after digestion perspective, baked salmon is more convenient for the stomach as opposed to overcooked or fried fish for elderly patients suffering from acid reflux issues or delicate digestive systems. Rich nutrients is provided by salmon in a form that is soft to chew and absorbs easily. Wish to simplify things even more? Bake a few pieces simultaneously and keep them for quick dishes that you can reheat throughout the week. Serve cold or slowly in the oven. If you don't want to cook for lunch, microwaves might when it comes to salmon, however, be quick. Baking preserves the taste and the advantages. It's not only a superior approach. It's superior. Try 7 sweet potatoes to see why their finest sweetness is brought out by the oven. Seniors might truly benefit from potatoes as a present. Naturally sweet, high in fiber and packed with antioxidants and easy to absorb, they promote blood sugar and heart health, stability as well as eye health because of their elevated beta-carotene levels, a strong substance that your body transforms into vitamin A. But here's the trick. Cooking sweet potatoes alters the way your body makes use of them, particularly in terms of to reach their maximum potential. Baking is unquestionably the greatest option for baking as something extraordinary occurs with sweet potatoes. The oven's steady, dry heat caramelizes the sugars that are naturally present, boosting nutrients and flavor absorption. The meat turns tender and sugary, and full-bodied, nearly dessert-like, without incorporating 1 gram of sugar. And since the potato is not diluted by baking like boiling, the nutrients in water remain focused where they should be. However, each mouthful is microwaving. Expedites the cooking process at the expense of quality. The texture becomes slick, or when mushy, the flavor remains uneven and flat. Hot spots may be produced by heating on the exterior as you exit the center, inadequately prepared for elderly people, particularly those controlling blood sugar or digestive. Baked sweet potatoes provide sensitivity-friendly, a mild source of enduring power. Their natural fiber reduces the rate at which glucose helps prevent crashes and spikes. Moreover, they are adaptable and simple to chew. Serve them halved or mashed cubes, and consumed directly off the skin, using a small amount of cinnamon or olive oil to make the most of them by baking multiple items at once and save any extras in the refrigerator. Beautifully reheat in the oven, or they can be eaten cold in a salad or smoothie. Sweet potatoes that are properly cooked are cozy, grounded, and incredibly fulfilling, a modest gesture of comforting nourishment. The microwave may be both physical and spiritual. Quicker, although it isn't as excellent as the oven provides. Why do 8 apples change when baked? Become a gastrointestinal joy that we have all heard. An apple a day keeps the disease away. And it is true that apples are rich in fiber, antioxidants, and natural substances that promote heart health, intestinal health, even cognitive work. But as we become older, raw apples aren't always the simplest to chew or digest. This is where baking is useful. Converting a crunchy fruit into a heated, calming treatment for the whole body. Apples that are cooked are gentler on the stomach system. Their structure is weakened by the heat, producing the soluble fiber, in particular pectin, that is kinder and easier to. This fiber aids in bowel regulation in your gut, motions that nourish beneficial bacteria and lower cholesterol in elderly people who are struggling with slow digestion due to constipation, or apples baked with sensitive teeth are a mild, delectable solution. But the advantages extend beyond digestion when you bake apples to release their natural sugars. Focus a little bit to create a soothing sweetness without any extra sugar. The procedure also keeps the majority of the vitamins, particularly when baked. Having the epidermis removed, followed by the descent of warm comfort cinnamon, and apples aren't just delicious. It brings back memories, reduces tension, and helps establish a nightly routine that encourages rest. Sprinkle some cinnamon on top, as it helps a few chopped nuts to balance blood sugar. Add some plain yogurt on top, and you have a dessert or snack that seems decadent but beneficial to your health from the interior. As opposed to the microwave, this may cause apples to become unevenly soggy. Slowly heated or flavorless in the oven draws out their richness and depth, honors the fruit, and shows respect for it. The advantages of baked apples include they're a smart decision instead of a heated pleasure. For elderly people looking for comfort and sustenance and an easy delight at the conclusion of the day, they not only provide nourishment for your body but your spirit and memories as well. Why bake broccoli or cauliflower? Improves their power. Cauliflower's health. Broccoli and cauliflower are two of the most potent vegetables that you may consume. They're packed, especially as you become older, including fiber, vitamin C, folate, and special substances such as sulforaphane that aid shield against irritation and provide assistance. Liver cleanse and may potentially lower the risk of cancer but many individuals don't realize this. Recognize how you prepare these veggies significantly impacts how advantageous and how much fun they are. When you broccoli or cauliflower in the microwave frequently produce sulfur and feeble, watery. The flavor is mushy and the texture is odorous, is boring, and many people are sensitive to heat. Chemicals could disappear, particularly if what's worse is that they're overcooked. Powerful smell of sulfur that isn't simply uncomfortable. An indication of those in positions of power. Antioxidants are also degrading. Conversely, baking quickly is when roasting cauliflower. The gain share. Broccoli on dry, steady heat in the oven causes their natural sugars to caramelize, turning them into a little crispy, nut-flavored morsels that don't enhance as texture and flavor only, although helps maintain more of the advantageous plant substances that promote good. You can throw them away with a little age. Use turmeric, garlic, or olive oil to increase anti-inflammatory properties or add lemon juice to improve after baking. Additionally, baking enhances nutrient absorption. You have no control over smell, zestiness, and no speculating as to whether they're overdone. For elderly, making it simpler. Chewing improves digestion and more pleasure, as well as because the taste is so gratifying. Baked broccoli and, in fact, cauliflower can become into something you anticipate, not only things you ought to. If you want to make things easier, roast a whole tray simultaneously and keep any leftovers for all week long. Soups, omelets, or side dishes, they taste great even after being reheated. Although incredible microwaves are fast, baking benefits. Cauliflower and broccoli fulfill their potential to the best of both your taste buds and overall health. Grain bread. The benefits of making your own bread is a warm, comforting staple that reassuring, yet not all bread is made equal, particularly for many elderly loaves from the shop. Even those with labels whole grains are brimming with added sugars, preservatives, and refined blood sugar-raising flours that depart. You will quickly become hungry again, which is where making your own whole grain bread turns into more than a kitchen pastime. It turns into an investment in your health. When you prepare bread at home, you have complete control. What goes into it signifies a true total. Grains such as whole wheat, spelt, or oats. Grains high in B vitamins and fiber, slow burning, and magnesium carbs, which provide stable vitality, a healthy digestive system, and improved blood sugar control, is crucial for being well-aged. Also entails avoiding needless gums, artificial flavors, and additions. No nutrients were removed from the enhanced flour. Only healthy components for your body acknowledges. And this is the greatest part. Bread made at home doesn't have to be complex. There are plenty simple recipes that don't call for needing. All you need are mixers and no baking experience. All you need is an oven, a bowl, a spoon, and a baking also allows you to have a little patience. Add flax seeds to your bread to make it unique. Sunflower seeds with omega-3s for crunch or for protein. You can even eat chopped nuts. Cut back on sodium or try using mild sweets such as banana mash or applesauce to make the crumb softer. From a fresh whole grain. From a digestive perspective, bread is more palatable. particularly when mildly fermented as an overnight or sourdough doughs, and for elderly people who have oral warm, freshly cooked bread provides a smooth, gratifying chew that you won't find in loaves made from crusty mass when bread is microwaved. It becomes chewy and dry, or in a matter of seconds rubbery. But baking your own, it adds comfort to your house, body with food, and your dish. Having something customized for you it's about caring, not just about bread. Purpose and providing your body with what it genuinely deserves, as you've already witnessed how even something as basic as how you heat your diet can have a significant impact, not only in flavor, but also in the way your body reacts, bounces back, and flourishes. And microwaves have their place and are not the adversary for convenience and speed, but for specific foods, particularly those high in nutrients or are heat sensitive, they can hurt more people than they help. And as we become older, each bite has a slightly more significance. Nutrient requirements increase as digestion slows, and even minor imbalances have the potential to how we think, feel, and sleep every day. Conversely, baking encourages a distinct beat. It's slower, certainly, but more considerate. It provides food the time and room for organic development, deepening flavors, improving textures, and nutrients stay more intact. And for elders, that taking a more soft approach isn't only pleasant, it's frequently required. But here's the fortunately, there's no need to redesign. Your whole cooking routine has just begun. With a single alteration, it might be roasting your rather than boiling broccoli on Sunday. Bake your sweet potatoes to enjoy every day of the week. These little tasks add up. In meals for mental calm, comfort, and energy is more than just fuel, it's also medicine. Memory is something we all have in common. Individuals we care about, and how we get ready for it as self-care action. If this video was beneficial, you have a fresh perspective on your kitchen. Think about signing up for NutriHub Bliss. We are here to provide you with useful advice, providing encouraging advice to assist you prosper one tiny decision at a time. Since it's ultimately not just about cooking, can help you live a longer, better life, and with greater delight in each bite.